So I know it's been a while, my bad. I was trying to make a video about my first UTA weekend, but life has been so busy between summer and now school has started back again. So I'm making like a combination video now about both UTAs because I'm currently at my second UTA weekend. Um, so basically, the first weekend, I don't know, it was really different from what I expected. I thought people were going to be like really mean and serious, and the technical sergeant and, any other officers and enlisted members of the Air Force that have already gone to basic training were going to be like, yo, fresh meat, like, I can't even deal. But they're like really welcoming. It really is like a family environment. Um, when I got there on Friday, sorry, I'm in this creaky chair at the hotel, but anyway, on Friday when I checked in August, I went to dinner with this one girl. I had gotten in contact with her through email because before every UTA, the technical sergeant sends an email just to make sure everybody has information about where to go and what to expect, and what to bring. Like, it was my first time, so I had to bring stuff to get my military ID. No, I'm not gonna show you my military ID because it's not cute. And y'all already saw my video about locks and whatever, so my locks are not exposed in the picture. It just blows me. But anyway, yeah. So he sends you this basically like a Roger up email, blah, Roger up email to prepare you. So I got in contact with this girl who it was like her third or fourth time coming to UTA weekend. And when I got to the hotel, she was like, hey, I'm going to get dinner from this one pizza place that's really good nearby. Do you want to go? Of course, I'm going to go. Like, somebody's reaching out to me. It's my first time. I might as well make friends. So we go to this place. It's like a little mom and pop type pizza place. But, like, I didn't even get pizza. I got pasta. Like, I got this baked ziti thing. I don't even know. It was really good though. And it was a lot. Like, it was a huge portion. So I took some back to the hotel. I went to bed like immediately following showering and eating and everything because we had to be there at 5:45 in the morning on Saturday. When you arrive, the first thing you do in the morning, every Saturday morning, is your PT assessment. So PT, basically they just want to see how fit you are. And that makes sense because it's the military and they don't want people fighting for them that, are not healthy or able to fight. So, there are different categories like, there are graduation standards for basic, there are like minimum standards before you're even allowed to ship out to basic. There's fit to fight, which I mean, it's in the name. Are you fit enough to fight and do what you need to do for the Air Force? Um, so your PT assessment is the first thing you do is like a waist measurement, just to make sure you're not fat or anything, cause fat and fit don't usually go together. I mean, I've seen it, but whatever. There's a certain waist measurement you have to be in. Obviously, they have different stuff for guys and girls. But yeah, so the first thing you do is a waist measurement. Then you do push ups, and it's how many push ups you can do in a minute. And they are counting, so it's not like you can just be like, okay, I did like 68. Like, no, there are people there counting and looking at you. And if you don't do like a proper sit up or proper push up, they're going to be like, one, one, one. Until you do the proper one, then it's going to be like, okay, two, fine, move on. So don't cheat, it's the military. Um, and then you do however many sit-ups you can do in a minute, which same thing as a push-up, proper form, and there are people that are counting for you and holding your ankles. If there aren't enough people to match up, they do have like these bars things that you can put your feet on that will, keep you together. And then of course, everybody knows the mile and a half run. So the mile and a half run, as I was preparing to go to my first UTA, I had been working out because I was really nervous. I mean, I always work out. I go to the gym all the time, but I had been doing more aerobic fitness because usually when I go to the gym, it's like squats, deadlift, bench press, and maybe the treadmill for warm up. But honestly, sometimes I don't even do that. Like, my house is like 10 minutes away from the gym I go to, so most of the time I'll probably just walk, and that's my warm up. So yeah, um, after the mile and a half, well, okay, my time for the first one wasn't where I had hoped it would be. It was a 14:40, I think, and over the summer I had been running like 13 somethings, so it kind of blew me. But I was like, you know, it's my first time. I was nervous. It was early in the morning. I hadn't eaten. It was just, I'm blaming it on that, but whatever. Um, so yeah, it wasn't bad. And a lot of people, you know, when they tell you you're not going to be the last one, it's not a lie. Because, first of all, basic shipping standard, I think, is 16 minutes. Like, you have to be below 16 minutes running, which is crazy because a lot of people, when I say you won't be the last one if you're running like 16 minutes or whatever, there are some people that have come to UTA weekends running like 22-minute mile and a half. And you know what? That's no problem. You know, everybody's in a different place with their fitness. But they won't be able to ship out until they hit their standard. And I'm sorry, 16 minutes is for females. Sorry for the males out there. You have a different time. You're a little bit faster, probably like 2 minutes or something. I don't remember. But yeah, so there are different ranks when you get to basic 2. Like there's a minimum graduation standard, and then there's like honors. So I'm trying to get Warhawk, which is like, I don't know, 40 something push-ups, which I could do. I think like 60 something sit-ups, 5 pull-ups. I can't do any pull-ups right now. I'm working on it. I don't have a date for basic yet, so I got some time. And then for women, it's a 10-minute and 55-second mile and a half. Clearly, with my 14 minutes, I'm not there yet. But like I said, I don't have a date, and I prefer not to leave until after I graduate. Well, I won't be leaving until I graduate in May from Salisbury University. So, yeah, I got time to work on it. Get that Warhawk. What did I say? Arrive? Yes, okay. So after PT, when you watch all these different videos and you hear all these people talking, because I have friends that have gone to the Air Force, the Navy, everything. When they tell you that showering and eating, you better learn how to devour your food and just like sprinkle yourself or something real quick. It's not a lie, because we do PT, and like today, what was it? It was like 7:45 or something, and he was like, okay, I want everybody dressed and have eaten by 08:30, and I want you to have your butt in the seat, because we go to this little classroom and learn and stuff throughout the day. I want your butt in the seat at 8:30. So go. And when you go, it's not always like a go, because some people have to, you know, collect the PT sheets, because obviously they're keeping track of your performance. Some people have to take like the new people to get their t-shirts, because this is our uniform. We have the long sleeve reserve, Air Force Reserve t-shirt, and then you have to wear jeans and like sneakers. So you have to take them, because they haven't gotten it yet, to go do that. And then other people just have other things they have to do before they can do that. So I know it seems like a lot of time, you know, 7:45 to 8:30, but it's not, because you have stuff to do. And then the track is like here, and then where you do your PT test, and then where you have to go shower is like here, and then where you have to go eat is like here. Like the base is very spread out. It's not a game. You have to drive everywhere, or else you might as well just walk straight to sit down and wait. So yeah, it's not a lot of time. And then the showers, bruh, it's like, okay, about 6 shower heads or something, but only 5 of them work. And there's like 25 to 30 something females trying to shower, because it's like 60 of us total. Everybody doesn't come every UTA weekend, because like I explained in the last video, I'm not sure. Some people are coming for the first time. Some people are like me, who, well, now people are like me who, have been to a couple UTAs. Then there are those people that this is their last one, and before this one, they're going to be leaving for basic training. So you won't see them again, like, until they come back and they have their camos and everything, their blues and all that. They done graduated. They moved up in life. They won't be sitting through these nonsense things anymore. It's not nonsense. I have a lot of fun. But, yeah. So after you find a way to shower, you go to the chow hall, which I said you gotta drive there too. And you really got like 10 minutes. I mean, and the time we go is like everybody else is going. Cause I mean, when I tell you that when you leave the hotel in the morning, you see people that are actual reservists now. Like they've gone through basic training. They've probably been in for a couple of years, something like that. They're all leaving at the same time. And like I said, reservists go 1 weekend a month. So these are grown people that go the same time as you. So everybody's in the chow hall line, and it like wraps around the cafeteria, and you're trying to find maybe like a drink or something, but all the drinks are out. So they're trying to like restock while you're trying to get your stuff and hurry so that you don't get in trouble with the technical sergeant. Let me tell you something. It's not basic yet, but if you have the time and if you have like 10 minutes to get to where you're supposed to be and you haven't eaten yet, go to where you're supposed to be. Trouble and the military, it's a different kind of trouble. So just go where you need to be. So yeah, this time we had a little bit of time. So when the people that work in the chow hall were like, oh, do you want this to go or whatever, we just said yes. Because we are fortunately allowed to eat, when we're getting presentations and when we're in the classroom and stuff like that. Unless it's from like a commander or something, which didn't happen today because thank God, because we really didn't have a lot of time and I was hungry. But yeah, so that first weekend I really had to learn how to shower and eat with the swiftness. Yeah, it was wild. And then there are these things he has called dork ups. I don't know if it's just a him thing, but yeah, there's these things called dork ups, and it's like if we mess up, he puts a tally mark on the board. So like you have to say a reporting statement every time you talk to somebody that's in the Air Force, like at all. So let's say your technical sergeant is up there presenting, you have a question. You would say, sir or ma'am, whoever your technical sergeant is, trainee, your last name, reports as ordered. And a lot of people, for whatever reason, and I'm a new person, I didn't mess up, but anyway, a lot of people forgot to say the reporting statement. They would just be like, excuse me, sorry, blah, 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 and I was like, okay. So he put that tally mark. So we had like 7 or 8 dork ups after the first day, and he was like, all right, time to do the dork up stuff. And they were like, everybody was groaning. I was like, what does that mean? So we did these things called pyramid push-ups. And I know every time I say pyramid push-ups, people think it's like when you do the little like diamond with your hand or something, and you put it like that, and you're like, that's not what you do. I don't know how to explain it without like doing it, but I'm not demonstrating. I'm sorry. It's not that deep. Basically, you get in the up position of a push-up, and he'll say, 1, and you'll go down and you'll come up. That's your 1. Then you'll like roll around on the ground and put your hands up, and then he'll say down, and you do like down up the same amount of times that you did a push-up. And then you'll roll back over and go 2 and do 2 push-ups, and then roll back over, down, up twice, and it goes like that. So we had 7 dork ups for the first time, and so we had to do 7 of those pyramid push-ups. But it's not 7. It's not 7 because you do 1, you roll, then come back, you do 2, roll, come back, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to 7, roll, come back. When you come back, you go back down. That's why it's a pyramid, not because you put your hands in a certain thing. Like, this boy, at school he's in like the Army Reserve or something, and I told him that. I was like, yeah, we had to do pyramid push-ups, and my shoulder, like right here, let me tell y'all, that thing burns. But anyway, yeah, my shoulders right here were burning. He was like, oh, what do you mean, like, don't you just like put it in a shape? And I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna blame you, because I thought that's what it was too, because I've seen people do that before. Like, I see a lot of football players do their push-ups like that. No, it's like a pyramid. You go up with your numbers, you go back down, you roll over. Anyway, so we did that, and I hope I never have to do that again. And if I do it, I don't want to do any more than 7, because I mean, when I tell you this part of your shoulder, the joints are burning, and it's not because of the actual push-up, it's because of like the down up thing. And sometimes, like, he'll be like, you'll roll over and you put your hands up, and he just tells like a whole story of his life. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, my bad. Down. He knew what he was doing. But anyway, so yeah, we did those, then we did lunch. Then a lot of paperwork, because some of us, it was our first time, so you have to do paperwork to get paid and etc. I actually, no, I didn't have to do paperwork. Other people did. I didn't, because when he emails you, he'll send, like, attach that stuff so that if you have time, you can do it ahead of time. So I had done that, because obviously I'm trying to get paid on time. So I know how that goes. You do get weighed every UTA, because you have to be in a certain standard in order to ship out. They will not ship you out. I can't say this enough. They will not ship you out if you do not fit the criteria, whether it's how fast you run, your sit-ups, your push-ups. Just stay in the rules and regulations of the military. You get this lanyard that says your last name and your job, kind of. Like what, yeah. Like where in the airlift wing you are, I guess. Like, my job is fire protection, and they said that when you have fire protection as your job and you're doing UTA, like, once you learn the core values and the creed, etc., like the basic knowledge stuff that you should know, you will not see the rest of the UTA again. Like, I was there today, and this girl, she's leaving in October, and my technical sergeant was like, I would have sent you today, but you don't know the whole creed yet, which sucks. But let me tell y'all, this creed, it's long. I'm taking my time, because I want to learn it and, like, really know it before I go to basic and they're yelling, like, this close to your face and, like, spitting and all that stuff that you see in the movies. So, yeah. So he was like, maybe either next UTA, which is October, or December. I'm not going in November. I'm excused, because I have, other obligations to do. But yeah, so then I will be able to post a video and tell you all what it's like to experience fire protection for like a UTA weekend, because obviously I won't be able to do anything. Like, apparently you're not even like allowed to touch a hose, because you're not certified and qualified and stuff yet. But yeah, so you get this lanyard with all this information. It has your job on it. It has the standards. You can find that on Google, because that's how I found out what I needed to do. Like the shipping standards, so before you go to basic, and then graduation standards. Yeah, obviously, right now, I'm qualified to ship and graduate, but I don't want to just graduate. If y'all can notice, I'm not that type of person. I want to have honors in all that I do. So I'm working on that. Then you have the creed. It's a long, but you have the creed, so that you have that. You have to wear this at all times while you're there at all times, except PT, obviously, because you're in PT gear. You're not in this. So the creed, the Air Force song, which I do know, and I'm not singing for you because I'm forced to do that when I come here. The Air Force motto. Simple. And then the core values. You also need to know, like, rank structure, and obviously you all know what that is. Like, airman basic, airman first class, which is gonna be me because I got college credit, etc. And then senior airman, and it goes up the line. And you have to know the phonetic alphabet, so like Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, etc. Yes, I know the whole thing, but why would I waste your time saying that? So, Yeah, you always have this lanyard. So when somebody asks you something, obviously if you're new, you're allowed to look at it and answer them because they don't want you to just be like, I don't know. First of all, you have to be like, Sir Trainee, I'll just use my name, Sir Trainee Sherman reports as ordered, and you have to stand in the position of attention as you do that. And then you would just take your thing and be like, Air Force core values, da 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 da. Obviously, the people that have been there like five ever have to just say it, or else they'll do push-ups. Well, sometimes you do push-ups, sometimes you do jumping jacks, flutter kicks, whatever he feels like at the time. And if there are other people there, like the other recruiters or anybody else, they usually make you do worse. So yeah, just know your stuff. Um, and then for dinner, you're allowed to go back to the chow hall if you want. You don't have to. I always do because you with your CAC, it's free food provided by the government, so why not? So we went there. I had dinner with a couple people that I made friends with, which was cool. And then literally all we did for the rest of the night was play spades. Like it was four of us that came. Well, we went to this one boy's hotel room and played spades until like who knows when at night because we had to be there early in the morning. But I feel like we were just getting to know each other, so it was really cool. Um, Played spades, and then Sunday we had to be there at 4:45. It was like a short PT. Like I think we did like 4 laps or something where you sprinted the you sprinted the straights and jogged or walked the curves. No matter what I'm doing, if I'm running, I try not to walk for anything. And there are a lot of people that walk, and I feel like if you're interested in the Air Force at all, like start pushing yourself, start working out, and trying not to walk because that really adds to your time, and it's like an unnecessary addition to your time when you could just like hit a little shuffle, just a little. Just saying. Showered, then chow. Then we learned a lot about like rules and regulations. I mean, the rules are really interesting. Like it's very different for the military than civilians, obviously, but it's something as simple. Well, I guess it's not simple for some people because they don't know how to act. But like one thing that was interesting to me was like if you're if you're in the military, well, at least the Air Force, if you're in the Air Force and you commit adultery, so you cheat on your spouse, you can go to federal prison. You're not supposed to be cheating anyway, but you know what? I just thought that was funny. But anyway, yeah. So the colonel came. He's actually the wing commander, I believe. And then the chief master sergeant came. She was nice. And they talked a little bit about themselves. They asked us questions. They actually learned a lot about us, which was cool. Um, yeah. Then we had like a basic training info session. That was perfect because you see a lot of the videos and hear a lot about it from people, but it's nothing like actually hearing it from the technical sergeant who's been there himself. And then he actually had 2 people that had been in his UTA before that just came back from technical school. So you go to basic, then you go straight into tech if you're lucky. Just came back from technical school. They were in there to answer any questions we had. They gave their own experiences, information like that. So it was like a basic training info session. And they had a PowerPoint with it. It was just perfect. So yeah, that was the first drill weekend. Something else that I forgot about the first, well, not really forgot because this, happens every weekend. But, whenever you're going somewhere on the base, even if it's from the classroom to the bathroom, always take a wingman. Like, nobody is allowed to go anywhere by themselves because, they just want you to be protected. It's whatever. And then, so yeah, I guess I can talk about what's going on this weekend. I got here like 7-ish on Friday. You're supposed to check in at 6, but I had to pick up a fellow trainee because, I'm nice. So, yeah, so I checked in, and when I showered, I tried to check emails and be a responsible adult, and then I just passed out. Like, I was so tired. I went to sleep. And then Saturday we had to be there at 5:45. So I took a couple of people in my car because they want you to carpool as much as possible whenever you're going to base because, why not get to know each other, have fun. PT was better for me. I didn't feel as, I guess, nervous or challenged because I know people and I was comfortable now. But I only decreased by like 15 seconds in my mile and a half. And then I did about the same for the push-up and sit. No. I think I did more push-ups, but I did like the same amount of sit-ups, and I was like, ugh, whatever. And then my waist circumference was the same. I still can't do no pull-ups, but working on it. We did get in trouble though because what happens when there's like a natural disaster or like any emergency? They're gonna contact you, like your recruiter and or the person who's in charge of your UTA is gonna contact you because they want to make sure everybody's accounted for. Everybody's like, oh, the military's so mean, blah, 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 like it's so strict and so whatever. That's not true. It's really like a family. Like they call to check not only to see if you were okay, but they call to check and see if you and your family are okay. And I bring this up because the whole the hurricane in Texas, and basically they called and a lot of people weren't responding in a timely fashion. So, well, we didn't really get in trouble, but he basically was just like, you guys, like, you need to respond in a timely fashion because we will come looking for you, because if you don't answer, it's like, oh my gosh, whatever, use myself again. Trainee Sherman is not responding. She hasn't responded for like a week. We haven't heard from her. We don't, like, what's going on? We got to figure it out. You're a part of a family. Your family would look for you if you were missing and nobody heard from you. Nobody knew what you were doing, So it was cool. We had a discussion, and basically the key was just communicate with the technical sergeant. Then Saturday, well, I'm on Saturday. LOL. Sorry, I'm tired. Yeah, so after PT, we took showers. Of course, it was a battle for the showers again, but this time we had to go even faster because PT was extended. We had like extra stuff. There was some guy who came and gave us a workout after we did our actual PT assessment. So yeah, we really had to like beat feet to shower and eat as fast. Like that was probably the fastest I've eaten in my whole life. But yeah. And then they had like a PowerPoint or something going on, but once you're not like a fresh new person, so like me, I was here. This is my second UTA. So you start getting responsibilities. And it doesn't matter what it is. You could be pen master. Literally means you hand out the pens and collect them back because you don't need to keep it. We'll need it for next time. You can be pen master. You can be facilities manager, which means like you make sure the lights are on. The lights are all off and doors are locked when we leave. There are a lot of different things. So basically, there were people there that needed their CAC, which is the military ID, for the Air Force, and they didn't have their like paperwork and stuff, but they didn't have it with them at the base, but they had it at the hotel. So he was basically like, who's a female driver? I need a female driver, and I'm a volunteer because I hate PowerPoints. Not gonna lie, I hate them in school. I hate them in presentations. Like, I just hate PowerPoints. If I ever had to present, I'm very much, like, interactive and stuff. So, I was like, psh, me. And he was like, Trainee Sherman, take so-and-so here. So, took this person to the hotel and then came back and took them to go get their CAC. And it was a group of them there. So, I stayed for a little bit. But then once other people were done, there was another trainee there that had been there for a couple of UTAs. So that trainee was staying with the ones who still had to get their ID, and then I took the other ones back. So yeah, other responsibilities. I think they talk more about this at basic training, but basically there are ropes. So there's like a black rope, a red rope, a green rope, and a yellow rope. And it basically, we have like elements. So it's basically like you're split up into groups. So we have 4 elements. I'm in the first element. And you have your leaders, like your element leaders, and then there's like an overall leader. I think he has a red rope. And then there's something else. I don't know what the black rope was for, but somebody got that today. Yeah, so different responsibilities. Try to get a rope because it really looks good. Try to volunteer as much as possible because it looks good. You know, you want to, it's the military. Like, just like in school, you know, if you want to up your resume or you want to up your clout with teachers or something, you're going to volunteer. Obviously. I don't know. That's just me. So yeah, after the CAC and presentation, then we did chow again. Lunch was better. We actually had time to sit down and eat. And then we played Jeopardy in our elements. So obviously it was like 4 teams. And we played Jeopardy, and it was basically for us to get to know information about the Air Force. Like I talked about earlier, rank structure, the phonetic alphabet, chain of command, you know, and not command like in the like wing, not like colonel, blah blah blah, like from the president down, you know, all the way up there. And then also stuff about, you know, grooming standards. That was another category, and there was one more. It was like a bonus category, but you did get the points if you got, I don't know. But yeah, it was fun, you know. It was something good, get us moving, because we didn't have chairs. So you had to stand up the whole time. Something good to get us moving and communicating with each other. And then, like, after that, we did drill and march practice. So drill is like learning how to go about face, left face, right face, present arms, which everyone knows a salute. No, I didn't do it properly just now. Whatever. I'm not standing at attention. Learn how to stand at attention. Learn how to space yourself like to your sides and front and back so that you're like lined up properly. It's a lot, but it's not at the same time. Like, it's pretty straightforward, you know. If somebody tells you right face, wouldn't you just think, I don't know, I hear right, so I'm gonna just go to the right. But whatever. So yeah, that's fun because I liked it. I like that part. I like moving. I don't like sitting and listening to people talk because I do that in school. I don't like it then either. So that was cool. Then we played knockout, but not knockout with basketballs, obviously, because this is the military. We played knockout, so it was like we split up in the flight, obviously, because there's a lot of us. I keep saying obviously. Sorry, it's not all obvious, but we split up. Basically, it was people that are new to UTA weekend, so like first and second time UTA visitors, and then everybody else. So we played knockout in those separate groups, and then at the end, the last couple people standing played all together. So knockout is basically you're all lined up, and you're at the position of attention, and whether it's a technical sergeant or just somebody else that's an official reservist, I guess, would just call out commands, and you had to listen. I messed up. I wasn't the first one out. Thank God. I was nervous about that. But I messed up when he said, like, present hands or something. You know, like, that's not a command. It's present arms. So he said present hands, and obviously I saluted because I just heard present. So really got to listen. But it was fun. Because sometimes they would be like, right face, right face, right face, and left face. Then somebody would turn right, and it was just like, he wasn't listening. Whatever. It was fun, though. And I hope we play it again. Tomorrow, he said that we're going to meet at 5. But we're going to meet at 5. We're going to have some type of physical exercise, as usual, on Sundays. And then probably a 5K and St. Jody's. And I don't know if y'all know what Jody's is, but it's basically like what y'all, I don't know, everybody knows, like, I don't know what I've been told. One we did today was like, I don't even know. But there were a couple, like, there were a lot. Something about rock and roll, and then, like, Mama, can't you see what the Air Force did for me? Uh, and then, like, the Air Force colors. There were a couple. It was fun, you know. You would think you would be tired because you're just, like, running or marching and singing at the same time, but it's fun because, like, it sounds like he's just making up stuff, but these are actual, like, things the Air Force does. So yeah, hopefully we do some of that tomorrow. And then I think the wing commander is supposed to speak to everybody, like everybody in the reserve. So we gotta go sit down for that, for however long that is. And then from the sound of it and what was written in the, like, tentative schedule was that we get to leave early. So I'm just hoping that it's a fact and I'm not just making this up. But yeah, that is what's going on so far with my Air Force experience. I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I hope it just keeps being this great. I'm still nervous about basic. I guess it's because I'm really far out, but, you know, I'm excited at the same time because I can't wait to get my camos. I used to love camouflage. I mean, I still do, but I used to wear camouflage like it was my skin. And I'm excited. And I definitely am excited for the blues because they're just so official. Yeah, so I will keep you all updated and definitely let you know how my life is going. So thanks for watching again. If you're interested in any part of the Air Force, active duty or reserve, comment below or, you know, direct message me. Please like this video if you did like it. And subscribe. Thank you.